Hey you guys, and good afternoon, and Crystal here. We are doing something a little bit different today. I am going to be doing a hot process soap, but this is going to be my shampoo bar. So you see a little bit of a different setup over here, and I'm going to kind of walk you through how to make this shampoo bar. It's pretty much going to be just like hot process soap, except for instead of me super fatting the soap, I calculated the super fat in with the recipe. Usually with hot process, I like to control the super fat, but I have found that if I do it like I do my body and face bars, you know, my regular soap bars, where I control the super fat, it's a little bit too oily for our hair. It makes it super shiny and really, really easy to comb through and beautiful and luxurious, but it just looks a little bit too oily. So I have found that if I let Soap Calc determine my super fats, like let it cook and let the super fats come out of that, then it's much better. I know this looks like a lot here, but each one of these herbs is going to do something different. So I'm going to walk you through how I make this shampoo bar from start to finish. The first thing I'm going to do is we are going to get our herbs ready. So I'm going to take my lid off, and I'm going to kind of go through these herbs one by one and tell you what they do. The first, and what we're doing is I am doing a 5-pound batch. So that is 80 ounces of oil. That is how big my my loaves are 5-pound loaves. I do have a 4.5-pound loaf, a regular 4-pound loaf, and then some smaller ones, but I want to make a pretty big batch of this, so I'm going to go ahead with my 5-pound loaf. So for an 80 ounce thing, for a 5-pound loaf, you're going to use 1 tablespoon of each of these herbs and 2 tablespoons of one of them. So I'm going to walk you through it and kind of tell you, oh, there's some things on there, kind of walk you through it and tell you why I'm using each one of them. And then we're going to just go ahead and throw them into our crock pot, and then we'll go to the next step, which would be getting the oils together. So the first thing, is Daddy home, Elena?
What?
Daddy home? Alright, sorry about that. I thought I heard somebody pull into my driveway. Alright, the first thing we're going to be putting into our crock pot is basil. And basil gives growth. I have a couple of things that I'm using for growth, but basil is very good for growth. So I'm going to get a tablespoon. And make sure you can see what I'm doing. Get a good tablespoon and just knock it off and make sure it's precise. Alright, so there's 1 tablespoon of basil, and that's basil leaf powder. So let's set these over here as I go through them. The second thing I'm going to put in is rosemary. Rosemary is also for growth, but it's also contributes to the softness of your hair. So we're going to do 1 of rosemary, and I have the regular rosemary or the powdered rosemary. I just use the powdered rosemary because it blends in to the soaps a little bit better. And then the last thing we're going to use for growth is St. John's wort. St. John's wort, rosemary, and basil is a wonderful concoction together if you want to add herbs for growth in your hair. You know, if you want your hair to grow nice and strong and healthy, the concoction of the 3 herbs together with basil, rosemary, and St. John's wort is awesome. Alright, next we're going to move on to dryness. If you have dryness in your hair, and dryness, elderflowers. Here's my elderflowers. And elderflowers is really good for dry hair. So we're going to do a tablespoon of those. And this soap has no color in it, but it will turn out like a dark brown because of when the oils cook all the herbs, it'll just turn it a dark brown. The next thing we're going to go through is my daughter has super oily hair. So we use white willow bark for oily hair, and I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of this. Instead of 1, I'm going to use 2, but they're going to be level, not heaping tablespoons, just level tablespoons. So there's 1 and 2. Alright, the next one we're going to go through is we want shine. And in order to get shine for our shampoo bar, I use flex seeds. And this is the flaxseed powder. You can actually use flaxseed, and also for all my women of color out there, my girlfriends out there, flaxseed is a natural gel. So if you want to kink up your hair, if you need a quick fix, or if you want a natural way to put gel in your hair, boil some flex seeds. Not the powder, but the actual seeds itself, and it'll give you a gel. Use that along with marshmallow root. Oh my gosh. Talking about a super hair tonic. I have really straight, frizzy hair, so I really don't need the gel, but I have made it for some of my other friends that's got my sister. She is mixed. She's her dad was black and my mom's white, and she has got the kinkiest, curliest hair. It's so pretty. I envy her so bad because she's got such pretty hair. But I make her a hair tonic with not white willow bark, but with flex seeds and with marshmallow root, and you guys have to try it. Alright, the next thing we're going to put in is for softness. And we're using 2 things for softness. The first one being burdock root. You guys, burdock root is such a good herb. I use burdock root in almost everything. It is just awesome. And then the last thing we're going to use, and it's also for softness, is majorium. And you can actually color soap with powdered majorium. It gives you like a green colored soap. But I don't have the powder. I just have the regular majorium. So a tablespoon of that. So as you guys can probably see, I'll tilt it up. That is a good amount of herbs. And we are going to move, now that we have our herbs in there, we're going to move on to all of our oils and stuff. So let me get these herbs put back up and get my scale, and we'll start on the oil. So we'll be right back, guys. I'm back. So the first thing we're going to do is measure out our hard oils. And I've softened some of my coconut oil. I have a 50-pound drum of coconut oil, so I just refill these little coconut containers. I have a bigger one over there, but this small one just was there for my convenience. So the first thing we're going to need is coconut oil, and I need, let's see, alright, I know how much I need, so let's, whoa, that's a little bit too much. I always over pour with the liquids. Okay, not enough, just a tad bit more. Aha, perfect. Okay, so there's our coconut oil, and I pre-softened that coconut oil in the microwave. And then the next thing we're going to need is our next hard oil, which is palm oil. So I need about 8 ounces of palm oil. And what I like to do, some people likes to put all their oils in the crock pot and let the crock pot melt them down. But what I like to do is put them in a bowl and then microwave them, get them all melted, and then bring them up to temperature with my crock pot. So I always measure everything out first, get it melted down, then put it in my crock pot, and then bring it up to temperature. Alright, perfect. There's my palm oil. And let's tear out our scale. Next thing I need is my cocoa butter. So I need about 2 ounces of cocoa butter. So there's one. Almost there. Oh, perfect. Alright. Alright, so that was the coconut oil, the palm oil, and the cocoa butter. Next, I am going to throw in my stearic acid. I always use stearic acid with hot processed soap, and then I calculate it out, and it is an option on soap calc. So I know I need about 1 ounce of stearic acid, and I keep it in this big bowl, or not bowl, but this big thing here. Alright, perfect. Alright, so there's all of our hard oils. Now we're going to move on to our soft oils. And the first one on my list is castor oil. And I need about 4.8. So I know I need about 4.8. And castor oil is thick, so you want to pour slow. And let's tear that out. And the next one, I believe, is hemp seed oil. Hemp oil is so good for your hair, guys. Hemp oil, I need I'm spilling it. I always spill it. A little bit more. Perfect. I hate spilling oils. I feel like I'm wasting. But I always spill my liquid oils for some reason. I don't know why. I just always do. Alright, the next thing on our list is olive oil. And we're using Pumice olive oil. That's 9.5. Whoa, and I went over. It's okay. Just over a little bit. Next thing we need is sweet almond oil. So. Alright, perfect. Okay, and the last thing we need is shea butter. So I don't like to heat my shea butter directly. I like to go ahead and heat my oils and then measure out my shea butter separately and let the heat from my melted oils melt my shea butter. So let me get this in the microwave. And I put it in at about 80% power for about 5 minutes. That usually is, it melts it really good. I already have my crock pot on high. So once I get my oils in there, it'll only take just a little while to heat them up. Because it'll already be hot. So the next thing I think I want to do is, I've actually showed you guys this. I found this at Walmart, and it's a Live Fit protein blend superfood, and it has got so many. I mean, look at all those nutrients. I don't know if you can see it. Let me bring it up close, if it'll focus. Look how many nutrients it has in it. I mean, it's got vitamin A, calcium, vitamin D, vitamin K, vitamin B6, vitamin B12, zinc, vitamin C, iron, vitamin E, 35% vitamin E, guys. Niacin, biotin, just so many goody things. And for one 5-pound batch, and it comes with its own little scoop. So for one 5-pound batch, I use 1 heaping scoop. So I don't level it out. I just kind of put some in there, and there you go. But that's for my whole 5-pound batch. You don't need much. And then the next thing I'm going to go ahead and put in is my kaolin clay and my goat's milk. And I use a tablespoon of kaolin clay per pound of oils. And I've got approximately, let me see, 3.3 pound of oil. So about 2 scoops is good. So there's my kaolin clay. And then here is my my goat's milk. I do use real goat's milk, like instead of the powdered, but I use that in my whole goat's milk bars. My regular bars, I just use powdered goat's milk. So 2 scoops of it. So we've got all of our powders just sitting in there. And then once we get our oils in there, we can blend them all up. So my microwave is just going to take a minute to melt down these oils. And then I'll get them in my crock pot. And when it comes time to add our lye and our mixed oils together, I will come back. So be right back, guys. Alright, I am back. And we are back. My lye's ready. My oils are ready. We are ready to get this party started. I'm going to give it a little bit of a buzz to get it started up. Just to get everything mixed well. Make sure you guys can see. Yeah, you can see. Maybe I need to... There we go. Adjust the screen a little bit. Alright, I do have pure sugarcane sugar and with my lye as well as silk. You know what? I need my cream. Go ahead and put that in there. Alright. It should cook fairly quickly. See how it's already bubbling up? I don't know why, but when I make my shampoo bars, sometimes it does this. It doesn't want to come to trace. And then it just cooks and separates, and sometimes I have to use my stick blender to bring it back. But it will cook. It'll start rising and falling, so it will go through all the processes. So once it starts cooking a little bit and we get it more of a uniform consistency, I'll bring it back. Guys, I just wanted to show you. As you can see, it's starting to turn over on itself. And it should be in the applesauce stage, and it is. So it's cooking right. It might not have came to trace like we wanted it to. And I might need to use the stick blender again to bring it back together. But right now, it's in the applesauce stage. So we are right on track. So it's cooking it just how it needs to be. I just wanted to show you kind of what this stage looks like. It kind of looks like separation. But it is cooking nonetheless, so we are going to let it do its thing, and then we'll bring you back. So be right back, guys. Guys, I just kind of want to show you what it's doing. It is folding over in on itself again. It's done this a couple times. Right now it's at a medium mashed potato consistency, but it has separated a little bit, so I'm going to use my stick blender just to bring it back together a little bit. And most likely after doing the stick blender method, I might get the volcano and I might not, so we'll just have to see. But see how thick it is now? Yeah, it's awesome. Now I'm going to put in my yogurt. So here goes my yogurt.
Where it is.
And you don't put too much yogurt in. 5% of your oils is all you want to use. Or per pound of oils, 5%. No, that's my sodium lactate.
This?
Yes. There's the glycerin. Alright guys, we're going to put 1 ounce of glycerin in. Glycerin is a humectant, so it's going to draw moisture to your hair. I know it looks really dark and it doesn't look all that hot, but I promise this stuff is excellent for your hair. It's got so many good oils in it and all of those herbs, you know, for growth and oiliness and dryness. That's why it's as dark as it is because of all those herbs we put in it. Alright, I'm going to let this cook for about maybe 15 more minutes. Then we'll bring you back, put some tea tree oil in it, and put it in the mold. So we'll be right back, guys. Guys, the temperature is down enough to where I can put my essential oil. And I'm just putting some tea tree oil in there. About half the thing. And then we're going to mix it up. As you can see, I took my crock pot out of its metal cooker to get it to cool down a little bit faster. And I'm not putting the tea tree oil in there for scent. I'm putting it in there for its antiseptic properties. And guys, you know, I got white kids. They go to a public school, so lice is inevitable. You're bound to get it one way or another sometime in their school life, and tea tree oil helps keep that at bay. What? So it's good and mixed in now. Now we're going to start ladling our shampoo bar into our mold. Now it smells a little bit better. I like to use my ladle for this, and I pound it down. Try to get the rest of it with my spatula. It's all crusty. Don't want the crusty ones in there. And then what I like to do is pound it down again. And then to give it like a little bit of a top, I just take my spatula and just run it across the top like this. It just gives it more like a rustic look. Alright, and now we're going to put it in the freezer, and we should be able to cut it either tonight or tomorrow morning, guys. I want to thank you for joining me today, so stay tuned for the cut. Guys, so we are here to cut our shampoo bar. And this is what it looks like. And no, there's no color in this. The reason why it turned out brown is because of the herbs that I put in it. Let me get a paper towel for my wire here. We put a lot of good herbs inside of here for our hair. And some really good carrier oils. We used a Of course, coconut oil, castor oil, hemp seed oil, let's see, what else? Sweet almond oil. And it kind of has a hot process smell. It doesn't really smell like anything. I put a little bit of tea tree oil in it. Just for the antibacterial properties. So it does kind of just smell like hot processed soap. And I'm only going to cut a couple of these because all of them are going to be pretty much the same. But I just wanted to show you what they turn out like. Nice and smooth. Good hot process. Love the way the tops turn out. So, alright guys. So this was my shampoo bar. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please do subscribe and hit the like button. And of course, comment. Love it when you guys comment. I'm just going to sit here and finish cutting the rest of these bars, and hopefully we can use them soon. That's why I did the hot process, because I wanted to be able to use them right away. I don't want to have to go buy shampoo. Anyway, guys, until the next video, bye-bye.